Hello everyone, welcome back to Podcast on Wheelz, episode number 78. As we said on today's episode, please sit back and enjoy the show. So, we have quite a few topics today, and most of them is kind of about William's family in general, so he's going to primarily be talking in this episode. I kind of chime in at the end, so please enjoy our topics. So the first topic is our most paranormal activity since injury.
Alright, so for me and Donny, our most paranormal activity since our injury would probably be the moment that we actually caught on camera about a year and a half ago in June of 2024. And this was with our air vent near Donny's bedroom. And this is just to produce air and get the AC going on in our house. That's normal.
And make it kind of cool or warm in his room.
Yes. And we started in the middle of the night at like legitimately 2 a.m. in the morning or 1 a.m. We started hearing this really loud rustling from inside there. And I was like, what the fuck? And we had moments like this where we'd hear a small rustling in there in 2023, 2 years ago. So I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. I don't know why it's happening now again. But this was a lot louder than what we have heard in the past. Ever heard in our life. And I was like, okay, this is really disturbing. And I had to say, Sydney, is really creepy noises coming from down there. And Sydney shot up as she heard a banging sound. And she swears, we swear by God, that we saw one of the tins that were back there at that time move on its own. Like, it was sturdy for months.
And I think that was a tin to hold all of his medication.
Or something like that.
And his medication's very heavy, primarily because he has a lot of meds. We all do.
Yes.
But having all those meds weighing down that tin, it shouldn't move.
Yeah, no.
Unless someone pushed it.
Yes, and it was sturdy for multiple months, so I just found it really horrifying that on that night, the tin moved on its own, and it smacked Donny's wall, and it alerted us awake at this point. And I was like, oh my god, that was so fucking loud. And we stayed there up for hours, and every 1 minute we would hear like this breathing sound, a human breathing down there.
A human breathing. What the fuck?
It sounded human. There was scratches, tapping, breathing, rustling, moving items in his house, in Donny's bedroom, and it was so loud that it woke Doc up. She was in deep sleep. It was so deafening. And I was like, okay, this is terrifying. Cindy kept looking down there with a flashlight, and we saw nothing there. So we stayed up for hours and heard it for 5 to 4 hours straight and never heard it again.
Nope.
That was the most disturbing. We were up all night, so scared, and we caught it on video. And if you watch that video back, those audios, that breathing, that tapping, the scratching, the moving items, are very clear as day heard.
Very clear.
It's very scary, and that's me and Donny's most paranormal moment. I really can't think of anything else. Maybe like, oh, there was a tapping on our window. That was probably a bug caught on the bug net or whatever, or something like that. Or an item moved. Like, we've had some paranormal stuff, and this was another moment was when we were like, I think in 2020, so 5 years ago, almost 6 years ago, we were playing this game, and both of us, I was able-bodied, my husband still wasn't. He was a paraplegic L4, L5, so he was still paralyzed in this moment.
And I still was.
We were playing this scary game, like, oh, like, Chucky's gonna come get you tonight, or whatever. It was a dumb little game we were playing, and we're like, I'm scared if something might move on the shelf. The second after that, we hear this bucket.
Full of lead pencils.
We hear this bucket full of lead pencils fall clear as day on my shelf. And when I look back, I was like, wait a minute, I was drawing earlier. That was always laying down.
The bucket was already laying down before we heard the falling sound.
Before we heard the falling sound, the bucket was already laid out on my shelf. The pencils had no room to move at all, and it was a metallic bucket. So I was like, yes, I know the sound of that damn bucket. It sounded like that bucket. It literally did. Because I had no other buckets on the shelf at that time. So I was sitting there. I was like, okay, the bucket clearly fell really hard.
Yeah, it sounded so loud.
It was loud. It shot, like, it scared us. And was like, wait a minute, it's still there. It's lying down. So I have no explanation to that to this day.
Yeah.
So we have just multiple creepy moments, but the most scary moment was definitely that one, and one that happened a long time ago when we were 11 in 2018. So 8 years ago, or even 2017, I think, where we were home alone with our sister and brothers and whatnot.
Oh, dear God.
And the toilet had flushed. And we didn't know that the toilet was malfunctioning at the time. Like, the water was still running.
Or something.
And we heard it, and we thought someone had got broken into the house.
Because we just heard the toilet flush.
And this was our first time being home alone with our siblings. And our parents weren't there because they were just on a date night or whatnot. And so I was like, oh, that's very creepy. Like, what happened? And Mac was like, okay, we're going to... The older siblings was like, okay, the middle sibling, please check on the younger ones. And we were the youngest ones there, so we had to stay in the kitchen away from everything else just in case, because we were the tiniest. I was like 65 pounds. I was very light. So, and Doc was like 60 pounds, so we were very light. We had to be sheltered because we were barely hitting 60 maximum, both of us. So we were very tiny, and the older siblings went out to check, and they heard creaking near our room.
And I must preface, our room, we have a bug net, but it is already broken into. I don't know why. I don't know how. It's just happened over the course of years or whatever. But our room has always had that distinct feature. And it is the only room with the deepest closet. And it is the only room with a bed big enough to actually fit under.
Yes.
So our room had the worst advantages out of everyone, and we were the littlest, and we were the youngest, unfortunately. So when they went to go check in our room after we heard a series of flushes, and they were, oh my God, like, everyone go in the computer room right now, hide under something.
And of course, poor me, everyone was hidden beneath stools or gripping on a stool. I think our older brother was underneath the desk. Doc was cradled underneath the desk where she couldn't be seen at all.
Yeah.
At least from eye view. And everyone else had a stool. There wasn't enough. So the youngest...
You're the youngest.
Was put in the front.
Like, that's dumb.
That's dumb. I'm the smallest. And weight-wise, I was literally the second smallest. Seriously, by 2 pounds. So that wasn't going to make much of a difference, to be honest. And so I was stuck. I had no stool, no chair, no desk, no table.
He had to basically stand out in the open.
I was sitting in eye view. A 5-foot person could see me. I was sitting in the middle of the room, or like in the corner that we were in. I was in the middle of the corner. I was out in the open. I had nothing to protect myself.
Yeah.
Everyone else either had a knife or stools or something. I didn't have anything.
Oh my God, like, William doesn't have nowhere to hide.
Of course.
But, yeah, of course. And
I'm stuck in hard situations.
Unfortunately, for me, I mean, not unfortunately, but we were all kind of, well, semi, one person.
Doc was the best hidden, thankfully.
I was.
Woo, thank God.
Best hidden. I think I was still paraplegic in this. What year was this?
2017, probably.
Maybe.
2018 at latest.
Okay, so yeah, I was probably still a paraplegic at this time, so thankfully I could kind of fit in that.
I was everybody, but I wasn't running fast enough.
No, but I was still a paraplegic. I could still get up and sort of walk, but not run.
No.
But thankfully, I was the most hidden, which I was grateful for. But still didn't
feel safe.
Still didn't feel safe knowing that there was someone in the outing and they could easily spot the entire group.
And then you were left.
I was left, couldn't run because I was paralyzed.
But it would be a hard time.
Now I'm stuck in this nook and cranny. If he tries to get me, y'all can run.
No, he's going to be in the front of us.
No way. Y'all can run, and then who is he going to go for next?
Yeah, but the hiding spot was like this. Doc was right. A big person, our brother, they weren't that big, but they were big enough to be way stronger than us.
Way bigger than us.
Way bigger than 60 pounds. They were right in front of Doc, and she was cradled by our older sister and our 2 other brothers. So she was not even seen.
No.
You
were just standing.
No, I wasn't standing. I think I was actually standing.
No, you were crouching slightly.
I was crouching. I didn't have
squatting, standing.
I was mid-squatting, standing, so I was taller than everyone else at this point because everyone else is sitting on their butts. I'm sitting on my knees at best.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting on my knees. That's a very hard position to go out from running when the killer is right there.
Imagine me. I'm stuck behind
you.
everyone.
Aren't seen, and everyone else can push him back. I'm stuck in the front. He's gonna grab me and snatch me and then leave.
What, were you behind?
No, I wasn't behind anyone.
Oh my god.
Everyone was behind me.
Really? God
yes.
Damn.
Everyone was behind me.
I thought they would at least put you with our older sister.
No.
No?
People were right beside me or inches away from me. So I was literally the only one in the front. I was in the fucking walkway
of our computer.
That person could easily look down 1 foot and see me immediately and go down that walkway, snatch me up, and leave everyone else because they're not going to see you because they're towering over you and they can fight him off with the stools they had. I have nothing. I had no knife, no stool, no computer. I was the best seen. And everyone else that was supposed to be a protector, I was in front of them.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I'm the youngest. I'm not dying first. That's not fair. I have lived less life than y'all. Hold up, wait a minute. That doesn't make sense. And so I was unfortunately put in the worst spot. But thankfully we called our parents and they're like, oh yeah, sorry, we forgot to tell you the toilet's not functioning. And thankfully no one was there at the end of the day. That was a very terrifying night.
But what I was trying to say was initially, I'm going to try to sum it up slightly. We were eating pizza and we were having a good time, hanging out after they made us a pizza. And then all we heard is the toilet flush. And we realized we were sitting at the table and everyone was sitting there.
Yeah, no one else was supposed to be in the house.
And our older sister said, oh my god, who went to the bathroom?
I was like, what?
And we realized that when I turned my head, I could, because I was only paraplegic.
Yes.
From knee down, or I don't know, I was a paraplegic though. I could turn my core and everything. I was like, wait a minute. It's like, wait, everyone is at this table, no one went. I didn't go to the bathroom, that's weird. So we got oh my god, someone just went to that bathroom. And of course, the bathroom has to be closest to the end of this hall. That's our room.
Yep.
The bathroom is the closest to our room or our mom's room, which is at the end of the hall or the living room.
Which she also has very good high spots. Shit.
Yes, but
our mom's
not a lot.
Yeah, ours is the worst.
When you walk in to our room, you don't see one side of our bed immediately.
Exactly.
And the person who was, in our room could have easily gone through our broken bug net, and I must say, our window is only 5 foot tall. A lot of people are bigger than 5 foot tall and could use a stool and can easily get in the window.
Exactly, so it's most accessible.
Yeah, most accessible window in the house. Because moms are not accessible. They're very
20 feet high.
Or
10 feet minimum.
They're in the back slightly. Ours is in the front yard.
Fuck.
So not only is our room in the front of the house, but
the only room visible?
Yeah, the only room visible with the broken bug net.
With the most accessible window.
Yeah, with the broken bug net, with the most accessible window, with the most accessible hiding spots. All we heard was a flush directly near it.
Oh.
What the
So, now, where did the person go?
And then we all got scared. We started crying, and
yeah,
we all
that was so scary.
We all hid in the computer room. Once again, William was the most seen. Not good. And our brothers are like, you know what, we're going to go check it out. We have a knife on us, and we are going to check it out. And they come back running, fuck no.
We heard a creak.
No,
shit.
And they said, we heard a creak in their closet or their bedroom.
Yeah, he was like, oh, fuck no, we heard a creak in their room. What you mean?
That was the only time a creak had to happen, so now we're utterly terrified.
We're like, oh, shit.
And we called our parents, and they said, we're sorry, we forgot to tell you that the
toilet just keeps malfunctioning.
Just keeps flushing randomly. And
the water's running.
Tell us that. And then we're all here hiding, and
we're crying.
Such a crazy story, such a paranormal thing. We've been on this for far too long.
Yes, so that was our most...
Basically, we thought a person broke in.
Yes, and that was so terrifying, and I'll never forget that. And thankfully, no one broke in. Everyone's fine. The story is
still alive.
We don't know with the air vent thing.
That's just stopped.
That's stopped and is never known.
Nope.
That's disturbing.
And now, another topic for William is our immune system sucks during breaks.
Yes, this might be another long topic.
Oh, God.
If you don't know...
Please wrap it up very shortly, because we have, like 6 or 7 other topics after this.
So, basically, me and my husband have the worst luck in history during breaks. Worst timing. And this all started around 2020 when spring break was rolling around. I started getting this horrid sore throat. Before this, in my memory, I have no other sicknesses on breaks, whether it's Christmas break, winter break, fall break, whatever breaks they might give us. I didn't have any sickness before then. Maybe a cold in 2015. I don't know. It's okay. That doesn't really matter anymore. That's 10 years ago. But it started in 2020 where I woke up with this horrid... It started at night where I was drinking a cup of milk and I had this horrid sore throat and I was like, wow, my throat really hurts. The next morning, I wake up with chills, a fever, full body soreness, stomach issues, and I come to find out that I have COVID 2 weeks before spring break starts. We have online school at this point because COVID's still going around. So I had to suffer with COVID for 2 weeks before spring break. I was like, sure, it's going to be over. Nope. Spring break lasted 2 weeks long and I was sick through that. So I was sick for an entire month with COVID. That pain was so bad, I was almost in tears trying to lie down. I had severe fatigue. I was falling asleep standing up. I was falling asleep for 15 hours a day. I couldn't walk almost. I was in so much pain. I had moderate to low-grade fevers the entire time of 2 weeks. The worst of the worst symptoms lasted 2 weeks long, and the 2 week symptoms were full of phlegm, coughing, headaches. That headache was from hell. I had a migraine. It was almost that bad. It was so bad I was almost in tears from laughing because the headaches were so bad every time I talked, coughed, laughed, or anything. That COVID was the worst sickness besides MRSA when I was in the NICU. So, very bad. It was not good. And then it stopped for a while. Then 2020, Christmas, the same year, I wake up with a violent bout of diarrhea. And I have stomach issues the entire day of Christmas Day. So, that is bad, but I eventually recovered. It did not last a month long. And then, in 2021 of Easter, I think it was coming up.
Again, spring break again?
Yes, I got a cold of some sort, if not, or asthma. Exercise-induced. I don't know if it's exercise-induced anymore. I think it might be chronic now, unfortunately, but I developed asthma that is now a chronic condition, I think, and it's been here for 5 years, but I developed that during a break. Wow! And I had an asthma attack and almost threw up because of coughing so bad, and that was just the starting of the asthma. And then 2022, I think I was unfazed. 2023, it started in December of 2023 when I got a 10-day cold, and then fast forward to April of 2024, I got strep, or tonsil stones in the back of my throat, irritating my throat for 15 days. And that sickness went away. And then, I think, summer break of 2024, I got a random sore throat for 4 days, not a big deal. And then, I think, Christmas break of 2024, I had gotten a full phlegm pneumonia infection in my lungs, and so I had to battle that out for 3 weeks, and of course that lasted through Christmas. I was miserable that night. I was very tired, very drained. I was running fevers, chills, body aches, congestion filling my lungs by the second. It was bad. I should have went to urgent care minimum to get a nebulizer treatment, or should have went to the ER because I was having trouble breathing. And then, let's see, I don't think anything happened Easter break of this year, shockingly. No, I had an asthma attack and should have got admitted to the hospital. In April of this year, I was tasting blood, and I think I almost vomited blood. So I should have been admitted, not even gone to the ER. I should have gone to the ER first and then got admitted because my asthma was that bad. But I didn't want to do that, and so I just roughed it out, even though I should have not done that, and I should have went to the hospital. I regret that every day now. And then, we're not in college anymore by this point, but, it would have been fall break. I had a 18-day cold. And then, of course, Christmas kind of break or timing. I'm not over the sickness. I still have coughing, phlegm, and everything, but it's not affecting my voice anymore. And yeah, I have 11 days of that. So that's the breaks that I've been affected over in just the 5 years. So the breaks are really unfortunate. It's even gone...
Call it a break.
Yeah. I should have went to the hospital at least... I think 2 to 3 times I should have went to the hospital or ER. And I should have went to the ER, at least the urgent care once, and I have, for a strep or tonsil stones in 2022, which fallen on a half day of school. The first one ever. It was a tradition. We were starting this, and I got tonsillitis or tonsil stones in the back of my throat, and sending me to urgent care. So I got back home at 5 p.m. That was not a half day. I spent longer at the hospital than anything else. Spent 5 hours at urgent care. Yeah, no. Not fun. I had to get the strep test down my throat. That was disgusting. And yeah, just the breaks or traditions send me and my body into death. I should have got admitted at least twice minimum for pneumonia and an asthma attack. And I should have went to urgent care for strep, the tonsil stones, and maybe pneumonia if it wasn't that bad enough to send me to the hospital. So should have went to urgent care 2 to 3 times, and should have went to the hospital also 2 to 3 times. So my body is not in a good luck, and that was half of this year. What? So not good, but that's me and my husband's unfortunate luck during breaks, and it never ends, and I really hope it ends in 2026.
Yeah, and then our babysitting adventure.
Yes, we recently had a babysitting adventure last week. I don't remember what date, but we had to watch Ollie for the first time alone for 4 hours. Our dad was sick, so he stayed home from work, but he stayed his distance to not get Ollie sick the second time. So he had to go to the computer room and isolate himself from Ollie. So we were technically alone, and we took care of him. I fed him, he napped, he played, and we done phenomenal. He didn't get fussy. He was very good for us. We're so proud of him. He's such an awesome baby.
He
very much love him so much. And he done amazing for the first 4 hours, and his mama came home. Because it was just a thrown-on meeting. It was thrown on us last minute, too, so we had no time to prepare for this at all. And yesterday, we took care of him for about 2 hours. He did, again, phenomenal. And December 16th, which is in about a week, we will watch him for another 4 more hours or 3 hours.
Oh, my God.
It shouldn't be as long as the first time, because, I'm sorry, the timing was wrong. We watched him for 6 hours and a half. I'm sorry. That timing was completely wrong. And we done so well. We rocked that. We did phenomenal. That was almost half of a half day. And so we watched him for almost 7 hours that day. And that was very long. We were tired. But we did it. We did amazing. And not tomorrow. December 16th, we'll watch him for about maybe 3 or 4 hours. So much lower than 6.5 hours, but still going to be very tiring. But we got this. I hope that he acts good. He always normally acts good. For his other aunt, he's not so good. Fortunately, he has separation anxiety, which is unfortunate, but he's getting through that.
Not with us. We're talking about, one of his other aunts that are not us.
On James' side of the family, so... Yeah, but he's doing very good. We have just been having babysitting adventures where we've been watching him for 2 hours, 6 hours, 4 hours, a long time. So we've been watching him for a while recently, and we've been doing great with him.
And then your son's therapy progress.
Yes, a wonderful thing happened about 2 days ago. I think December 7th or December 8th. Our son, before then, he couldn't walk. He couldn't walk without his braces, his HKFO brace, which is a big brace that is customized, has a customized back rest or back brace or whatever, and has AFOs attached to it, and is a very clunky brace. And this is what he uses. He uses his arm and core to swing his legs, and his legs are already spread apart, so they're fine, they're straight, they're stiff, they're good, because that brace helps him so much. So he learns to maneuver in his walker to lift his foot. Mm-hmm. He doesn't lift it voluntarily off his leg, but he does it with his core and arms and maneuvering of his body weight. So this is very hard for him to learn. He took his first steps with the HKFO brace in September of 2024, so he made a lot of progress. And yesterday night, he shocked us all during therapy. We were doing a nightly therapy session, 2 to 3 times a week, physical therapy, yeah. And he was without his braces. He only had his regular, little ankle, foot orthotics or whatever, braces. The purple ones he normally wears that just go up to his shin and not even his knee. So, he was walking. He stood up straight enough in his walker. He was holding on the walker because if he would have let go, he would have fallen to the floor because his legs collapsed underneath him because he doesn't have any use of them almost. He only has minimum twitching. So he maneuvered his core and arms to lift his entire body weight and swing his leg. Again, he's not doing this voluntarily. He's doing this with maneuvers of his core, hips, and flexors in his core to move his legs. Okay, so he turns his entire body to the left side. He has to turn and twist his entire body to make his leg move. Normally, they would stay stuck, and they wouldn't move, and they wouldn't do anything. But his left foot took an entire step in front of him.
Yeah.
And then, with his right, he turned to the right with his core, in his walker, obviously, and turned to the right, and his foot stepped. He took and walked about over 5 feet, and walked steps without his braces. So now he can walk without his braces. Let's go. Or his HKFO braces. He still has his other braces on, but those are not as big as those other braces. And his thighs are still limp because those braces aren't holding his back up anymore. So he had to maneuver his core and shoulders and arms to twist his entire body to make his leg go in front of him at the perfect moment. And he did it last night, and it was so awesome. And I'm so proud of him. And Ethan has been taking better, bigger, stronger, faster steps in his gait trainer. So our kids are rocking it in therapy. We're so fucking proud of them. And yeah, I'm so proud of him. He took his first steps. Ethan is taking better, stronger steps in his gait trainer. We're so freaking proud of them. And yeah,
and this is apparently about more steps because Lucas, our son, has grown one, which is a genetic problem, and it causes all sorts of issues with mobility, coordination,
temperature,
a lot of secondary conditions that unfortunately that my son almost has all of them, unfortunately. And so my son Lucas uses a gait trainer, and he's always had a gait trainer since very little.
Yep. Ethan since I think 1 or 2.
I think like about a week ago he made reciprocating leg movements. So
Let's
moving
go.
his leg to the left and the right, like both legs. Taking one step here. Let's do the left one. Takes one step. And back then his nurse had to guide him with like a squeaky toy to even just lift his foot up.
Yes.
So to get his foot lifted, he would kind of drag his foot and then they would pull his foot inward. But no, when they grabbed his foot, they felt him doing all of the work to step forward.
Let's go.
Which is insane. We have the video. It's on my Tumblr account. You can go see it.
And I saw the video.
Phenomenal.
And he lifted his entire foot up and swung his leg out and took the steps. Yeah. And he was doing them. I was like, oh my God, that's
you
so
can
impressive.
see it better. And oh my God.
Yes, that was awesome. They were strong steps too. So very proud of our.
And he was even tired at the end, and he still did really good.
He did really good because by the end, that was a tail ending of his therapy session, and he rocked that bitch.
Yeah.
Like, how did he do that? Anyway, our kids are doing amazing. Yes, they're doing amazing progress in therapy. I don't do therapy. My body is very weak and actually has no strength left, so as of December 9th. So, yeah. Me and Donny don't do therapy as much. We do stretching because we can get a little tense, a little stiff at night.
Because we sit in our wheelchairs all day.
Yes, and we're in one position all day almost. But we don't really do therapy because we can't utilize the movement and we don't gain anything back.
Any strength.
Our kids do therapy though because they can get better at their speech, their writing skills, their swimming skills, their physical skills, their
cognitive
walking,
skills,
cognitive. It benefits them and we can clearly see that. They are doing so good. They're doing better at academics. They're doing better at walking and standing and running and sitting up more. Unfortunately, Cash's core is a little weaker because of his scoliosis and lordosis. We're keeping an eye on that. His movement has declined a bit But he is doing new progress in therapy with learning how to use that lower movement he has now. So, yay! Our kids are doing wonderful.
And then, speaking of our bodies, our atrophy is worsening. If you don't know what that means, it's basically your muscles, like, kind of atrophying, so shrinking in size. And dystrophy is meaning, I think, you lose. So, we have a form of muscular dystrophy, or at least I have, which is called spinal muscular atrophy. And so it takes my breathing, my function over time as I grow older. And I'm on a medication called Risdiplam, oral medication that I just take via syringe. And I have not lost a lot. There are some dips that I go through in years that, I tend to go a lot weaker or get a lot weaker in those months. Thankfully, I don't think I have one this year because I have ALS, which is a motor neuron disease, which kind of affects every motor neuron and makes you lose a lot of function over time in a very rapid speed, 2 to 5 years. Walking, talking, breathing, eating. And that is kind of like the same with SMA. It's terminal, not really terminal, but a small sickness could kill you if you have SMA type 2 or SMA type 1.
Yeah.
I have SMA. I was originally diagnosed with SMA type 1, but I had every single, progression of SMA type 2, so I have SMA type 2. Or they figure. And my spinal cord injury and the other things I've had does not make my strength any better.
No.
And my legs have been kind of having atrophy effects for almost 9 years now.
Yep.
In in 2026 June, I'll have my legs will have atrophying effects for 9 years, but SMA has been slowly atrophying them, but I can still walk and things, which is shocking to me.
Yeah.
Even though what in the world? So I can still walk and everything with braces and walkers and canes, but when I got FND and everything, it started to get a lot worse, and my spinal cord injury just bumped it up.
Yeah.
And I lost a lot of strength. And then my ALS has taken a lot of muscle from me that I didn't even know I had.
Yeah.
My legs have gotten, I guess, a little smaller because motor neurons are dying down there, I think. They have been for a while. So essentially, my legs have been, not really getting thinner. I don't really notice a big difference in them. But I guess they have more atrophy lines where muscle weakness starts to show in stretch marks or something. And my arms as well, they've gotten a lot thinner since I've gotten this horrible disease. Number one, they're very weak. They're about almost 1.6 this month. So very close.
Yep.
When we have our potluck on December 27th, they're going to be 1.6. So, and that's my whole body. My head and my arms, my legs, everything has been getting a lot thinner. And just atrophying a lot more, including my jaw and tongue muscles. Hence why I can really only drink water. And that's about it. And maybe eat a crumb of something, but not much. And my speech has gotten a lot worse since we started the podcast. Sure, I do sound a little deeper, which kind of can help me. But if you really, really hear hard enough in the beginning of the episodes, you probably won't hear much slurring unless if I'm doing a weakness bout, which I know I am not, because this is just how I reside 24/7 now. But most of the time, if I'm in a strong bout, you would hear it that even just a few months ago, my voice sounded a lot better. So things are atrophying worse for me and William. William can go more extensively if he wants to.
Yep. So I never had any atrophy before 2024, but when I got my spinal cord injury, C4, C5, C6, T1 incomplete, I started having atrophy when I was in my 1 week coma, and I was during therapy, and my body parts that I wasn't using were atrophying more. So I did experience some atrophy of some sorts, especially in my arms. My hands, some parts are sinking in because of the atrophy, because I don't have any hand function. And my triceps were atrophying because I didn't have any triceps. And it kind of halted and just stayed at that point for multiple months until I got diagnosed with ALS and things started atrophying more. My chest started atrophying because I can't use my chest anymore, or chest muscles. My pecs started atrophying. My shoulders are starting to round in. All my arm is atrophying to a point of almost down maybe to the bone, or very little muscles left firing in there because I can't use my arms anymore. And my legs are thinner than they were before. I wouldn't say like stick thin because I can only get so thin. I'm like 11 inches tall. I'm like, yeah, tall. I'm a tall man.
I'm tall too.
Yes, I am. And yes, you are tall as hell too. And my legs can only get so small at my body height. Body height? That just didn't sound right.
Okay.
So my body parts are almost as small as they can get.
Your limbs?
My limbs are almost as small as they can get. So my body is definitely experiencing atrophy and weakness. My head's no longer nothing. My body's nothing. It was 0.5 body strength in November, but I almost experienced 0% body strength all of that month as well. So I only had... Now I don't even have anything in my body, and I lost everything, which is unfortunate. And tomorrow is Donny's 1 year with losing everything in his body, which is very...
Yeah. And speaking of Donny, when we say our plans for Donny, it's a very grave process, essentially.
Yes.
So, if you don't know, I'll try to speak about this quickly. Essentially, Donny is on hospice because he has ALS, and he has been super weak for a year almost.
Yeah.
And the plans for Donny is meaning his death plan.
Yes.
Essentially. Not his plan, let's get it. Not the typical plan that you might think of, like, let's get you a new medical equipment, or let's get you a head strap. No. What they're talking about is what they plan to do after Donny passes, while he's passing. Essentially, Donny's death date is planned to be February 11th, 2026.
So very, very,
very soon. Unfortunately. Really unfortunate. So primarily Donny, because he's on hospice, he's been on a 6-month or to a year timeline at best. And his ALS doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon.
No,
or at least stopping the halt of the progression where he can finally, live with the rest of the strength he's got. And you have a very big fear that it might come back, or it might start progressing a lot faster again instead of very slow, small increments.
Yes.
And so initially their plan was around a week before he passes. His kids are...
Can we?
Yes.
Yeah. So we never specify, and I don't talk about it because, well, that's a sad topic.
You don't want to?
No, and we didn't really figure it all out back then. Until yesterday, we were talking about it for a while, and basically in August 11th, 2025, Donny registered in the hospice where his nurses would be more there, and his medicine would still be there, but they would start lowering it because he's getting comfortable.
Yeah.
And he's been in hospice for a couple months now. The nurses are phenomenal. They're great. They're doing wonderful care, taking great care of him. But as December rolls around, we're sickened as he only has 8 weeks left, which is very disturbing to think about that.
Yeah, very disturbing.
And we have to start thinking about stuff now, as if it's going to be too late. We don't know if... That's just an estimated date. He might die before then. He might die a little after that. We don't know.
Yeah.
No. We never know the timeline, but the nurses can tell.
The nurses will.
And so they'll tell us if we need to drive up to a hospital and transfer him there and whatnot. So our plan is to keep him comfortable the 7 weeks he has. And then the last 8th week, I'm getting terrible cold chills.
I know.
I get very sweaty and ill when talking about this, but the last week he has left, we will grab his bedding and his wall and his medical stuff
and move it to a higher facility.
Move it to a higher, more comfortable facility up in the ICU flooring to make sure he's stable and comfortable. And me and Sydney will be transferring that stuff while our kids are staying with their aunts or uncles or whatever, which would be Emmie and Doc on another side of the family, and they'll be taking care of them for a little bit, not long, and we'll just transfer stuff up there, get Donny comfortable up there, and visit him every single day of that week until the last 7th day, where we take our kids to a different house because they don't need to see
Emmie
that.
and Matthew.
And we me and Sydney and all the loved ones of Donny's family go up there with Donny and spend the day with him, either play games with him and hang out with him or whatnot, do whatever he wants and likes. But at this point, he's no longer conscious with us.
Or
he's in and out of sleep at this point. And we play with him the whole day, hang out, and then at the night, when night falls, that's coming closer to his death.
And so what we do from that point on is I go out of the room because I can't say my last goodbyes because I'm losing my damn fucking speech.
Yeah, he's losing his speech January 1st also. I should also mention that.
January 1st?
January 11th, sorry.
Oh. So, for me, I'm losing my speech January 27th. His planned death date, at least, is February 11th, and so I won't even be able to say my final goodbyes, unfortunately, but I will.
Through a talker, that's not the same. That's not the same.
But I'll have to go out into the waiting room with one of my nurses, so that way they can assist me, because at that point I'll be I'm still very weak, and I'll be very weak. I'll literally have nothing to do. And then all their loved ones, all the same loved ones, William, Sydney, all his family and things, all his sisters will be in the same room.
Yes, so all family, all friends will leave the room because they said their goodbyes and hang out with him for however long they wanted to. They can either drive home or stay in the waiting room. And then me, Sydney, and multiple other family members of his will stay in the room for that night. We'll unplug the machines, the heart monitor, so we don't have to hear it flatline.
That's creepy.
And then as 12 a.m. falls faster, we will... his death date will be like February 11th at in the early morning hours too.
How'd you get to stay?
Did you hear?
What?
His death date will be in the early morning hours of February 11th. We have to do that February 10th.
Oh my god.
Wow. I didn't realize that.
Me neither.
And then we get him comfortable, and we basically, he's dying at this point. He's not conscious anymore. And we decannulate him, his trach. We turn off his pacemaker, and we just don't let him use his medical equipment anymore.
And
we say our last goodbyes, and then they either cover him or they just say, this is the plan, we want him cremated and whatnot. And
that's creepy.
We get out the hospital room, and our kids will
basically leave without him.
We'll have his rings, our wedding rings on our fingers instead of his. And that's kind of it. We are decannulating him, turning him off his pacemaker so he's free of all that medical equipment after 9 years of having sorts of that medical equipment. And we're decannulating him on February 10th. Because even if ALS stops, that is no way to live. He's going to be in the dying stages whether his ALS stops or not.
He's going to be very exhausted at that point.
He's going to be very exhausted. He's not going to want to live. So that's kind of our plan.
Yeah.
Very disturbing to think about.
Very disturbing.
I get very cold, very hot, very ill.
I get very cold.
Yeah.
I get cold damn chills.
I get very ill.
Yeah.
I don't like thinking about it. And of course, I don't know if weekly vlogs or videos will be halted for a while after that. I think I will not be acting right.
Yeah, but me and William...
And we are going to hit a depression bout. I know it.
Yeah.
So, we're going to have to...
so after that...
So this will be his last Christmas with us. So.
Yeah, last Christmas, last New Year, last Thanksgiving. Yeah. He probably won't make it to Valentine's Day.
He won't.
So
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And I don't like to think about that because I don't want to talk about it.
No.
But that's our plan, and I'm just going to forget about it until the date falls quicker and then be more depressed and get more scared as time passes. Because just trust me, I've totally not bawled my eyes out in the middle of the night, or I've cried multiple times just about this topic, and that was 4 months away instead of 2 months. So I don't know how I'm going to do.
So... essentially, what we are going to try to do about the weekly vlogs and podcasts is a lot is going to change past January.
I'll take over because Doc will have her talker, but she'll still my back spasming. But she'll still take over, and I'll take over.
Yeah.
And our weekly vlogs will just be me and Sydney in it.
And our weekly vlogs will still be me and my wife in them.
They'll still be the same. I'll just film whatever happens in a week, to be honest.
They'll still be the same, but please know that they will probably be more discussion talk videos, because when I'm showing something, I can't type something fast enough unless if we do some editing skills.
Yeah.
But most of them will be sitting down and talking with you all through my talker. The voice sounds different, unfortunately.
I won't lose my speech until January of 2027, or even just the later fall, later months of 2026.
Very late in though. Not like smack dab in January.
I'm not worried about that right now.
So the weekly vlogs will kind of look like, just me talking to you guys from my talker. And, I only have one last Christmas, one last Thanksgiving, one last January, one last, New Year before my voice is gone. And, me and my wife can't even celebrate Valentine's Day with my voice, which is awful and
it's
sucks.
Sad. It's very sad. I love your voice.
And it fucking sucks. Let's continue.
Fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Right.
And now with About Me, it's Doc's 1 year with a ventilator.
So cold.
I know, essentially.
But hot at the same time.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Essentially, for me, I got my ventilator December 8th because I have bulbar ALS, and bulbar ALS affects everything from head, speech, breathing, swallowing.
Yes, I have bulbar as well.
So, about 6 months, not even 6 months into my diagnosis of ALS, December 8th, I got a permanent ventilator.
Yep.
And I have now, as of 2 days ago, I've been having this permanent ventilator for an entire year.
Wow.
My goodness. That is honestly shocking. And I have been having a ventilator as of currently for 37 months in my entire life. Because as a baby, as a preemie, I had my ventilator for 3 months. And then with my spinal cord injury, I had my ventilator for 15 months. On my night ventilator, in 1 year, 2023, I had it for 7 months. And this one adds up to 12. So that adds up about 37 months. And that is honestly wild to me. I forgot the days, but I do know the months, and that it's about 37 months, which is so shocking to me that it's over 3 years, I think, of a ventilator.
Yeah.
Damn. It's so shocking to me. And this 1 year ventilator still does not beat my longest time on a ventilator. I have about 3 or 4 months left to go to beat the time, which is honestly shocking.
Wow. My God.
On my fourth month past this 1 year, I'll make it to my 16th month on this ventilator. So I still got a few more months until I beat my official longest time. Woo! Which is, I guess, is somewhat exciting.
Yes.
Not really. But this vent has been helping me live so much longer and live a much more better quality of life with ALS, because I knew that my breathing would take halt and effect. And they wanted to get me on my ventilator before I hit 9 breathing, which was going to be in 21 days after I got that ventilator, or 19 something days. When I got my ventilator, it was 19, 20 something days away from me hitting 9% breathing, which would be my first progression of breathing since my diagnosis.
Yep.
Or I was already 9 breathing or something like that. Now, in January 27th, the same day I lose speech, I will also hit 6% breathing. So I will be 3% away from a diaphragmatic pacemaker. That's fucking terrifying. And I know by 2027, automatically, I'm getting that diaphragmatic pacemaker, whether I like it or not. So by 2027, December 8th, I will be 2 years on this ventilator. Oh my God, that is shocking to say. But right now, I'm a year, and I'm so grateful for the life it's given me. And then now we're talking about me and Emmie's sobriety journey update. We uploaded a weekly vlog a few weeks ago, I think, about me and my wife's sobriety journey, how we have bad habits, and we're getting better at them. So one of my bad habits was soda. I would drink a lot of soda. I would drink 54 sodas in about 18 something days minimum, I think.
Wow.
So that is a lot of soda. That is very unhealthy for you, and I realized that was way unhealthy. So I decided to stop drinking soda, or very, 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 very minimize it to the very maximum I could. So it's been about 23 days since I stopped trying to stop drinking soda, and my wife, it's been full 23 days since she hasn't had one sip of beer.
That is amazing.
That is amazing. I'm so proud of my awesome wife. I've had about a soda can and a few sips of soda in about 23 days. I'm very proud of myself because I'm going extra days, past that streak, and I'm glad, without a soda. And,
yes.
I mean, I had a sip of cherry, but it was like the teeniest sip on earth.
I had about 2 cups of soda and 1 can of soda in about 10 days, 9 days. So I'm doing much more better than I would have ever thought I would have done.
Yeah. So my wife,
and beer-wise, I haven't had a sip.
Because soda is not beer, clearly. And, thankfully she has not had a sip of beer in nothing in 23 days. I'm so proud of my wife. She's doing awesome. And I'm doing amazing. I'm proud of myself. We have been doing really well. By now, I will probably drink over 70 sodas, I think.
Yeah, at least minimum.
I'm positive about it that I
think
drink
by
at
now,
least 70 sodas. And to not even drink 2 sodas in 23 days, that's really good. I'm very proud of myself. And that is our little update. We have been doing pretty well. I shared a real raw update on my Tumblr, like how I felt one night about drinking a few sips of soda. That made me feel guilty about drinking them, unfortunately. But I'm doing okay since that post. I'm fine, thankfully, now. Yay. And I've been doing well and just been doing great since then. I'm really happy that I have not really had so much soda. I had a sip since the 18th day, I think. So I hope I can go a lot longer than my first 2 streaks. But in total, we've been trying to stop. I've been trying to stop for 23 days. My wife has gone on a 23-day straight streak without no beer, which I'm so proud. Yay. Awesome. That's our sobriety update. And if you have anything to say about your soda journey, you can. And then we'll end our episode.
Me and Donny were always kind of beer drinkers since either 2022 and 2020 for me. We always drank beer at least 1 to 2 cans a day. That's not healthy at all. But we have not had a sip of beer in about 9 days, which is amazing. And I'm doing good. And soda-wise, we don't want to fully eliminate that from our diet because I like soda. I'm a soda guy. Really love soda. And what I've been doing is I've been drinking a lot more water, and that is helping my body regulate a lot more, making me feel more hydrated, and obviously me having better bowel routines and TMI. And yeah, I'm not nearly as constipated or having bowel issues, even though I wasn't really having too many. It's just been working easier on me, especially if I have a bad bowel day or constipation bout that increases causes me sometimes, or me just sitting all day long because I can't really move at all. And I've been drinking a lot more water, and now my thing is to have 1 weekly soda, a treat every single week, and I've been doing that. I've only had 2 cups of soda last week, which is a little more than a treat than I wanted to say, but things happen. Grinch meals, and our mom wanted Grinch meals for the Sakis, so that was not our fault. We didn't know all that was going to happen. We tried to order a milkshake, and it didn't work out. But a milkshake would probably be more sugary than soda. I actually could be wrong though. But I had 2 cups of soda last week, which was a weekly treat, and then I completely halted and stopped and drank water for all those days. And then yesterday, I had 1 spicy cherry soda. Spoiler alert: it just tastes like cheer wine. Thank God it wasn't bad because that was my weekly treat. And my teeth feel so much healthier at the end of the day. They're looking a lot better, and they're not rotting. Maybe some of them still are rotting even after 8 cavities. I know. I'm bad. Let's just say this. Depression kicked my ass throughout 2023, and most of that damage was in 2 years. But obviously they said, no, it was not in 6 months. This was 5 years of damage. You're fine. So that was because of depression and autism. I'm not good at routines. I have ADHD as well, so I forget a bunch. I'm exhausted throughout the day. So teeth brushing was not on my agenda because it just didn't really seem beneficial to me. Of course, it's way beneficial than I ever would have thought, and it's making my teeth feel so much better, and I've been brushing my teeth straight multiple times, once minimum a day, every day for about, I think, since November 20th or in the 20th of November, so I can't remember what specific date, but it's been 2 to 3 weeks now where I've been brushing my teeth straight, so I'm very happy and very glad, and we're doing super well on our journeys. We're getting better at drinking water, getting better at eliminating a bunch of sodas. I've already eliminated 20 sodas. That's amazing. So much better and healthier for my health. Yes. So I've been brushing
baby strides that lead to something big.
Yes, I've been trying to use my inhaler more. I haven't been using it this week, unfortunately. This is my rescue inhaler because I don't have steroids. I need probably steroids though, but I'm not buying them right now. But we've been getting better at drinking water, eliminating soda, and brushing our teeth. We have improved on 3 qualities. That is amazing for me and my husband and his wife and everything. So we are doing wonderful. Doc is doing wonderful. Emmie's doing amazing. We're so proud of y'all, and they're proud of us, and we're proud.
Doing amazing.
We're all proud of us. Okay, this is unheard. This is a Christmas miracle that I'm even doing this. So
yeah,
that's kind of our topics for today.
So this will conclude the 78th episode. We will see you for the 79th. Thank you all so much for watching this episode, and we will see you for the next one. Bye.
Bye.